Just about 7 to 10 days are left for your SBI PO examination depending on your date of exam. So I hope that your preparation is going very well. Let's take a look at the final stretch. So what should you remember for the final few days of your SBI PO preparation for the prelims exam?
Hi, this is Shupriyo. So we are finally on the final stretch of the SBI PO examination. Are you a little bit nervous? Maybe you're jittery. Maybe you are thinking what's going to happen. Don't worry at all. These are all just normal feelings, and each and every single banking aspirant right now is feeling the same thing. So it's okay to be a little bit nervous. It's okay to have a little bit butterflies in your stomach. Don't worry about it. Everything is going to be okay. You have prepared well, and I'm sure that you're going to do very well in this examination. So let's talk a little bit about the learnings from the SBI clerk examination. Now I'm happy to note that the expected cutoff that I had predicted for the SBI clerk examination, most of the states have had a range around that expected cutoff that I told about, but that's irrelevant. Maybe it was a lucky guess. Nobody can really go ahead and predict the exact cutoff, but I am very glad that you had shared the data with me. So on the basis of that data that you had shared, I had made those predictions, and I'm glad that it was fairly accurate. So that's the thing, that in the SBI clerk examination, we saw that the exam, it wasn't really what people were expecting. There were many surprises in that exam, and in SBI PO as well, especially in the SBI PO mains, we are going to see lots of surprises. Maybe a very difficult paper can be given to you, and these things happen. So by now, I think most of you have seen your marks in the SBI clerk mains examination, and you can actually analyze what actually went wrong, which were the sections where you struggled. Just remember those types of things, that don't be dwelling too much on what went wrong, and don't be sad about it, don't be dejected. I can understand that if you did not find your name in the final list, then of course it's a very sad thing. It's something that really is disappointing, but you can't let that get to your head. Right now you have so many other examinations lined up. You have to go ahead and attempt those exams with the fullest determination, with a peace of mind. You have to believe that whatever has happened in the past, you have to just detach from it, and you have to move forward into the present. So that is the most important lesson from SBI clerk examination. You cannot stay in the past. You have to keep moving forward, and you have to just check your marks, see how much you missed it by, and then you will be able to understand how you can better approach the SBI PO examination so that those mistakes are not repeated. Now coming to the SBI PO final stretch, so you have to go back to the basics. So whenever you are solving any question in the mock test, or whenever you are practicing at home, you have to understand these things, that whenever a question is given to you, it tests some kind of a basic concept. Maybe it is testing some kind of a quadratic equation concept. Maybe it is actually testing your simplification concept. Maybe it is actually testing ratios or percentages. Always ask yourself, what is this question testing me? And also, especially in things like the data interpretation, you will find that there are lots of things given in that DI, but they are essentially testing you on some basic concepts. So whatever basic concepts you have read till now, just try and revise all those things. Do not go for something new right now. That is also something that many people, they feel that I have to cover more and more types of things. No, that's not that much important. You have to just revise the things that you already know, and you have to just strengthen your concept. So try and do that. And your individual section strategy. So for this examination, your quant, your reasoning, your English, you have to have that individual sectional strategy. You have to have types of question that you are going to attack first in each and every section. So whenever you go to a section, first of all, you have to find the types of questions that come naturally to you, that you are naturally good at, which are your natural strengths. So you have to attack those questions first, and only those ones, once they are done, you have to move to the difficult ones. So this is how you have to actually structure it. And I hope that by giving so many mock tests, you have actually made a list of the types of questions. So somebody can have a strategy like, whenever I start the quant section, I will do the number series first, or I will do the quadratics first, or I will do do some arithmetic problems first. Even some people start with the DIs. That's also a strategy, and you have to find out which one works best for you. For reasoning, you might have a strategy that I will be seeing the puzzles and the seating arrangement at the very end. So all the other types of questions, all the inequalities, blood relations, all the different types of machine input output, and all the other types of questions, I am going to finish off first, and after all those are done, then I am going to move to the puzzles. In the English, what you can do, you can maybe start off with the reading comprehension if you want, or many people what they do, they first finish off the sentence correction, the closure test, and all the simple questions they do first, and then they jump to the reading comprehension, and then they do that. So you have to have that kind of a individual sectional strategy. So this means that each section, whenever you are locked to that section, you are actually trying to do it in the way that you have practiced, and this actually builds up a familiarity. I keep talking about something called the mock test autopilot, and in my mock test explainer video I had actually told a lot about it. So what happens is, when you go into that examination, you will be knowing these are the things that I am going to do first, these are the things that I am going to do at the end. So what happens is, even if there are some surprises in that test, you know that I can tackle those surprises. Let me do the low hanging fruit first, and after that I will be doing these things. So this is how you have to approach, and I'm sure that by now you actually have a strategy for all of these things, and if you don't have, then in the final days just craft that in your mind. And you have to review the error log as well. So I have told again and again, you have to keep an error log of the various types of questions that you are missing again and again. So you have to just note down those concepts. You have to just check that you don't make those types of mistakes again, because these are the things that you have actually been doing for a long time. So you know these are the questions that you are always stumbling on, and if you can just have a kind of a situation where you know that okay, this is a dangerous question for me, so I have to be focused. So if you have this kind of an approach, then I'm sure that most of the difficult questions also you're going to be able to solve. And of course the mock tests, review your mock tests. So all the different mock tests that you have done, just try and review them quickly, whatever you can do. And this is why I say that in the final 3 days, don't go for new mock tests. And I know few people who will be giving mock tests also on the previous day. So if tomorrow is the exam, then also I give mock test today. But okay, it works for some people maybe, but personally for me and for a lot of people, you know, having that focused, that pressure of a mock test each and every single day, even at the fag end of your preparation, that actually is a little bit distracting. So instead, what I say is that in your final 3 days, you can maybe at most do one mock test, and don't keep mock test for the fag end. So finish them off 3 or 4 days before the examination. And what you are going to do is that in those final 3 days, keep your practice going. This is very, very important. All the quant questions, all the reasoning questions, all the English questions, all the 3 sections, each and every day, just make sure that some question of quant you are solving, some questions of reasoning you are solving, some questions of English you are solving. So what happens is your brain knows that, okay, these are the things that I have to do, and I am very ready to go ahead and tackle the examination. So the more you keep yourself in that flow, the easier it is in the final examination. So don't let your brain go into that resting mode. You have to keep your brain in the active mode. So you have to keep solving each of these types of sectional questions each and every single day, so that you are not actually sleeping. So in those last 3 days, I don't want you to sleep. That is something that people do. They forget about studies, but no, that's not what you have to do. You have to just stay calm. You have to solve these questions individually, so that you keep that practice going. And in the final day, get some good rest. Just have a nice sleep, and sleep early, so that you have enough time to actually rest, and then you have to wake up early, maybe go to your center, and these kinds of things actually happen. So finally, you have to just remember that those 3 days, they are very crucial in not stressing you out. So remember, you should not have any kind of stress during that part of your preparation, because you have been preparing for so long, and at the end you don't want to mess it up. So finally, hashtag belief. Yeah, that is something that I keep talking about again and again. You have to believe in your abilities. You have to believe that whatever you have done till now, you have in you that you are going to crack this exam. You have done enough. No matter what happens, no matter the scores that you are getting in the mock test, don't let those get you down. You have to believe that you are destined for this examination. That's why when I used to go to the examination centers, I used to have that kind of a mental sparring action, or you can say it's like a preparation for your final day. So I used to go there and I used to just look at the faces of the people who were around me, and I used to think that, okay, I am going to crack this examination. These are my competitors. These are the people that I have to defeat. And it's kind of a warrior mentality that you have to develop, that I am going to go there. I am going to crack this exam. Nobody is going to stop me. So on that final day, when you see all those people around you, you just remember that this is kind of, I know it might sound a little bit cringeworthy, but you have to just pump yourself up, and you have to remember that you are better than all those people around you. Just tell yourself mentally that you are better than all those people that have just assembled to that examination center. So that's what I always used to do, and it used to actually help me quite a lot, and it used to actually pump me up for that final battle. And it is a battle, and I'm sure that you have been practicing very hard. And there's a saying that make sure that you sweat as much as you can in training so that you don't bleed in battle. And that's my final message. I hope that you have sweated enough in training and that you're not going to bleed on the final day, on the final battle. All the best for the war that is coming up, and I'm sure that you are going to be the warrior who's going to succeed. I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial to you. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and share it with your friends. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, please click on the subscribe button and do not forget to click the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. I'll see you in the next video.